The checkbox example demonstrated how ARIA modifies the semantic information of an element on the page. ARIA attributes can be used in a number of ways to augment the existing ways we can express semantics in HTML. Firstly, as we saw with the checkbox example, ARIA can add semantics to an element where no native semantics exist, such as a div element which explicitly and deliberately has no native semantics. ARIA can also modify existing element semantics within certain bounds. For example, I might use a button element to implement an on-off switch type of control. I can add an ARIA role of switch to the button to more accurately express its semantics. One quick note, that switch role is part of the forthcoming ARIA 1.1 spec, so as I'm recording this, it's not quite ready for prime time yet. Just like all web standards, ARIA is moving and evolving to keep up with new UI patterns. ARIA can express semantic UI patterns which don't exist in HTML. This is where ARIA really comes into its own. The checkbox example is really reinventing the wheel. It's probably more work to create a fully accessible custom checkbox than to add custom styling to a native checkbox. But in many cases, ARIA allows us to create accessible widgets, which would not be possible using plain HTML. This example shows a tree widget, which we could hypothetically create for navigating this course. We can take an unordered list and add ARIA roles of tree, tree item, and group, and add ARIA expanded attributes to express the semantics of this widget. ARIA can add extra label and description text, which is only exposed to assistive technology APIs. For example, if I have an image-only button, which doesn't use an actual image that I could put alt text on, I can use ARIA to provide an accessible label for that button. ARIA can also express semantic relationships between elements, which go beyond standard DOM parent, child, and sibling relationships. One example of a more complex relationship is something like this controls that. In this case, we have a button which controls whether a particular part of the page is visible or hidden in the form of a disclosure widget. And ARIA can make parts of the page live, that is, inform assistive technology right away when they change. In this case, we have an alert, which a screen reader might choose to immediately speak to the user, interrupting whatever else they're doing.